I totally agree with you. Jackson Square, I don't think that that's in that bad a shape, and there was a revitalization, I would say maybe 5 years ago. But let's think about the master plan. The master plan sits on a shelf and certainly hasn't accomplished what it was meant to do, and that is coming up for review. It'll be 10 years old in, the year 2011, I think. Yes, because it's 2001, so we're at 2010, 2011. And what that tried to do was section off into villages and make them all aesthetically pleasing and wonderful to be in, and have good businesses mixing with residents. I don't think it's accomplished that. I think that maybe we tried and we let it go. So we spent years developing a master plan that we aren't implementing. I say take a look at that master plan, and even if we cut it in half and did half of the proposed items that it meant to do, and implement as opposed to keep planning. We plan, and we don't implement anything. So I think we can do that through a new master plan, and economic development, where we can come together with a plan that can be implemented, and has timelines, if you will. By March of this year, we want this to happen, and by September of the next year, we want that to happen, and that it doesn't sit on a shelf and say, we have a master plan, wonderful, but if nobody implements it, it's nothing.
What, I'm dominating here. You got any questions, Jack?
You're good, Jack. You're good.
I'm deferring.
I can't write as fast as you're writing. You're talking.
Jack's a quiet type.
Yeah, I guess. Well, but you covered an awful lot, Jack. Is there any challenges? I mean, Madden was in the position to completely set a precedent on what a mayor is like in town. Yes. And there's a lot of, for decisions up and down that a mayor could make, he's sort of set the precedent on how it works. Is there any way where you think his decision-making needs to be changed? Is there any, I don't know about particular decisions, but is there a way where he's executing the office of mayor that would be different from how you would execute the office of mayor?
Yes, I think I would be very different. And I think it comes down to style. Mayor Madden showed up at every event that I can think of. He was very good at attending things. Yet I don't know that he actually enjoyed going out into the neighborhoods. I'm a neighborhood person. I'm a people person. I'm social to the get-go. I like being around people. It's like when I walk, they don't let me drop anywhere because I end up talking to people half an hour and I can't get my literature out. It's something I feed off and need. And I'm hearing a cry from the community everywhere I go. Just at that meeting on Columbian Square, where it turned out to be the library, what ended up being the focus, you could tell they felt neglected. And I don't directly mean to criticize Mayor Madden, and the man is very busy. I would be out there. I would be making sure that Town Hall itself was running fine, and that I would want to be out into the community more. I believe the people, the residents of Weymouth, feel that they're not as close to town government as they were in prior times. And that's only because many of them were members of committees. In some way, shape, or form, they had a feel for it. They were sort of like one of the insiders, and I think they felt like they were a part of it. You don't feel that anymore. It's very secluded. I would be reaching out, getting into neighborhoods. I'd be a neighborhood mayor, trying to include as much input from the public as possible. Sometimes that's tough because you don't always get the answers that you want. And it's a tough way to go. I have an open door policy in Braintree. And sometimes it's not efficient always, but I believe Weymouth's screaming for that, and that's the type of mayor I would be.
You're very hands-on in terms of Braintree, and also you want to get from the neighborhood. You said Mayor Madden was at a lot of these things. What are the things? What in terms of priorities? Initially,
going in, I think you need to spend some time and calm. Town Hall's in a frenzy. They don't know what's going on. They're very anxious. They're very concerned. I would spend time in Town Hall with departments separately, reassuring them that we're going to go forward. And this is my message. This is what I'm looking to do. And we are going to become more service-oriented. In addition to looking for revenue enhancement through, I'm going to get it right into the GIC immediately and see what we can do on that level, and anywhere we can get into economic development. But I think it's very important that the workforce is calm and assured that the new somebody coming in, and it's going to be brand new, they don't know what to expect, and try to reassure them that we're going to move ahead and this is going to be an exciting thing. I'm going to try and pump some spirit into the town. I see it lacking right now. Secondly, when I talk about getting out there, and I did say that Madden went to events, Madden went to every single event he was invited to. And he came to the event and he kind of then left. He did his job and he did it well. I'm more of a hanging around, talk to the people. It's where you hear things. I had such an advantage being part of a soccer group on every Saturday, thousands of people walking around a six-field complex. And in addition to talking about their children in the game of soccer, you're hearing from all parts of town exactly what's happening and what people are upset about. For many times, I would laundromats are the best place. So every now and then, maybe once a month, I'd go and do laundry in a laundromat. This is when I was running for selectmen years ago. That was so effective. You go to the places, the coffee shops, where people want to see mayor, not hanging around, but stop by. There's many ways to get out there into the public. Some people will say, geez, you really shouldn't do that. It doesn't look very mayoral. I disagree. I think you have to get out there. I think you have to hear it. That doesn't mean you can be gone from town hall all day long because you're going to be very busy. But I have to tell you that, think about the workload that I have right now. I'm a full-time executive in a town. I'm at-large counselor. Now, that full-time executive, that's 24/7. I receive a call at 2 a.m. many times. Something about a building, I'm over there. Something about what might be happening in a backup or sewer backup, I'm over there then. That also happens in Weymouth. So it's sort of a twofold thing. I'm a counselor in Weymouth. I'm also a member of many multiple boards. When I become mayor, I'm going to be able to focus on mayor, and I won't have to go to council meetings. I won't have to go to every other Monday night. It's a selectmen's meeting in Braintree. Braintree's a very involved community, as you know, and it takes up a lot of my time. I'm going to be able to focus that. I'm going to be able to get out there into the public. I believe that, and I will do it, and I'm excited about doing it.
Time for one more, Jack? Or?
Actually, a couple more. There is a growing concern now that that Greenbush is a no whistle line. Something that was agreed 2 years ago from Situate all the way into Braintree. But people now are expressing concerns about it. Brian McDonald has written a letter and it's unclear whether that can be revisited, but do you think that it's a wise decision, especially in Weymouth with the amount of kids that they have and the areas that it's going through, to have a no-whistle train?
Just a little bit of history, because I believe I attended a few of the meetings, and this is more than 2 years ago, Jack, many years ago when they talked about the whistle versus the no whistle. And I won't kid you, as many residents didn't want the whistle, the horns blowing, as did. In fact, probably more. Now, you got to remember that was really early on, and the train was 10 years away, so people probably, the actual residents, who had children coming in, weren't thinking about horns and safety and things of that nature. Yeah, you're right. As little as 2 years ago now, this quiet zone was adopted by all of the communities. So the likelihood is that we're stuck in that quiet zone. I don't know if one community can branch out of it. I just don't know. I'm not too sure, but it was an agreement that all of these communities signed off on. Weymouth did, Braintree did, all the way down the line. Now, do I personally think, I will tell you that at the time they were talking about it, I thought to myself, what's the big deal? I don't know what the big concern is about the whistle. I grew up in South Boston. We had whistles and trains and buses and noise airports. You had the planes, you could read the bottom numbers on the plane out at Castle Island. So the noise element never, my personal opinion was that I would have enjoyed, the horns wouldn't have bothered me one bit. I think it's a personal preference. Again, as many residents did not want that horn blowing, and I will tell you, as the executive officer in Braintree, the train that's been testing now, the test train, they have to blow the horns during the test phase, and I would say at least 5 complaints a day on the horn. The horn's blaring at 10 o'clock at night, so I think that's probably a personal thing. As far as safety, let's err on the side of safety. I would go with the horns if I had my choice.
What part of Southie?
South Boston, East 5th between L and M.
Yeah, my mom grew up on L Street.
Oh, no kidding.
Yep.
Is that right? Great area.
Sullivan.
Sullivan.
Sullivan all the
I
way
went to
down.
Sullivan.
Actually, my grandfather's got a plaque on the L Street bathhouse. He's one of the honors on the wall.
And you may have known my uncle, Tommy Sullivan. He was the Herald reporter, the Sunday Herald